This video is about Tasso, Lamento e Trionfo by Franz Liszt. I'll explain the most important things about the work and the composer. Franz Liszt was a Hungarian composer, pianist and conductor who lived from 1811 to 1886. He is considered one of the most important representatives of the Romantic period and had a significant influence on the development of program music. Program music is instrumental music that is intended to represent non-musical content such as stories, images, or ideas. Liszt was one of the first composers to explore this genre in depth and develop it into an independent means of expression. One of his most famous programmatic works is the symphonic poem Tasso, Lamento e Trionfo. Liszt composed Tasso, Lamento e Trionfo in 1849 while he was working as a court conductor in Weimar. The work is part of a cycle of 13 symphonic poems that Liszt created between 1848 and 1858. The premiere took place on April 19, 1854 in Weimar, with Liszt himself as the conductor. The work was received with great enthusiasm by the audience and helped to consolidate Liszt's reputation as an important composer and pioneer of program music. Liszt was inspired by the life and work of the Italian poet Torquato Tasso when composing Tasso, Lamento e Trionfo. Tasso lived in the 16th century and was one of the most important poets of his time. His main work, the epic Jerusalem Delivered, made him world famous, but his life was marked by suffering and tragedy. Tasso spent many years in captivity and eventually died embittered and lonely. Liszt attempted to musically depict the highs and lows of Tasso's life and to create a work that captures the essence of his personality and his work. Tasso, Lamento e Trionfo, is composed in a single movement that is divided into several sections. These sections flow into one another and form a cohesive musical unit. The work begins with a slow, plaintive theme, introduced by the strings, that expresses Tasso's suffering and despair. As the piece progresses, calm, melancholy passages alternate with dramatic, passionate outbursts that reflect Tasso's inner struggle and inner conflict. Towards the end of the work, a triumphant march is heard, celebrating Tasso's immortality as a poet. Tasso, Lamento e Trionfo is characterized by a multitude of musical themes and motifs that are taken up and developed again and again throughout the work. The main theme, which is introduced by the strings right at the beginning, is of a plaintive, melancholy nature and symbolizes Tasso's suffering and despair. As the piece progresses, further themes are introduced, some lyrical and dreamy, others dramatic and passionate. Liszt handles these themes in an artistic manner, creating a varied and exciting musical experience that expresses the different facets of Tasso's personality. Liszt was not only a master of composition, but also a gifted orchestrator. In Tasso, Lamento e Trionfo, he uses the various instrument groups of the orchestra in a targeted manner to create different timbres and moods. Sometimes the strings come to the fore and create a warm, melancholy sound, sometimes the brass takes the lead and provides powerful, dramatic accents. The tutti passages, in which the entire orchestra together produces a powerful and brilliant sound, are particularly impressive. Tasso, Lamento e Trionfo, is still one of Franz Liszt's most popular and frequently performed works. It inspires conductors, orchestras, and audiences alike with its rousing music, its varied tone colors, and its emotional expression. The work has inspired and influenced numerous composers and is considered a milestone in the development of program music. Even today, Tasso, Lamento e Trionfo has lost none of its fascination and appeal, and is constantly being reinterpreted by orchestras around the world. Tasso, Lamento e Trionfo was one of the first works to demonstrate the possibilities of program music in an impressive way. Liszt showed that it was possible to translate the life and work of a historical figure into instrumental music, thus opening up new possibilities of expression. In doing so, he made a significant contribution to establishing program music as an independent genre and helping it to gain artistic recognition. Tasso, Lamento e Trionfo, became a model for numerous composers of the Romantic period and beyond, who also explored program music and developed it in their own way. Franz Liszt was one of the most colorful and influential figures in the music world of the 19th century. He not only had a decisive influence on piano music and program music, but also on orchestral music and the genre of the piano concerto. However, Liszt was not only important as a composer and pianist, but also as a conductor, teacher, and promoter of young talent. He supported numerous aspiring musicians of his time and helped to shape the musical landscape of his era.